I'm Daryl Hauser, and I'm back here at the Billy Graham Training Center in the Cove near Asheville, North Carolina. With me right now is a man who's very familiar to large segment of the public, especially the Christian evangelical population of the United States of America. He's commonly featured on Fox News. He's an author. He also has a video internet dispatch program. Well, it's called the Dispatch. It's video clips where he shares his comments on the issues primarily of religious values, religious freedoms within the United States of America. The one, the only, Mr. Todd Starnes.
Well, thanks for the introduction. My goodness.
Very welcome, Todd. And also want to add, I forgot to add, he's also a cultural liaison to the city of New York, representing the Southern white Christian gospel culture.
It's a pretty small demographic.
Okay, but my first question is, when you moved to New York, what was the transition like as far as, as far as people responding to you or accepting your differences? I mean, did they find it awkward? Did they find it easy to adjust? Were they just curious? Or?
Well, I think, New York City is such a large city, cosmopolitan city, and there are so many different cultures, but ironically, the evangelical Christian community is not that large. It's a fairly small group, and so everybody pretty much knows everyone. So for me, it was an easy transition because one of the first things I did was search out a church home, knowing I was going to be moving to New York City. So that was something that I had already started working on. And for me, I really felt like the transition was a lot easier because I had found that community of Christians to fellowship with in New York City.
Now, why the interest or so forth? What developed your interest in these stories about religious liberties? What is your primary? How did you develop a passion for this?
Well, it was interesting because when I came to Fox News, I was a news anchor, so I was fair and balanced. Had no opinion one way or the other. Certainly, my Christian worldview influenced how I covered the news. But I was always drawn to these stories where Christians seemed to be under attack for practicing their religious beliefs in the public marketplace. And that to me just did not seem right, that someone was being punished simply because they didn't agree with your perspective, your point of view. And so I started reporting on those stories, and it turns out that many other people in the country feel the same way, and they want to read those kinds of stories, and that's one of the reasons why we ended up doing that full time at Fox News. And of course now I'm a commentator, so they actually pay me for my opinion, although I'm not sure it's worth as much as people might think.
Now we just had the election of Donald Trump. He's now our president-elect, and will be inaugurated in about 2 months. What do you foresee the direction of religious liberty taking underneath his administration?
Well, I hope that he does address and reverse the attacks on religious liberty that were implemented at the hands of the Obama administration. I know that I plan to hold President-elect Trump accountable through my columns and my commentaries, and I'm going to take him as a man of his word. I'm going to take him at his word, and I really do hope that he follows through with the campaign promises. Now, if he doesn't, well, I'm going to be there reporting on that, and we're going to call him out on that. So for me, I think the first indicator of where we're going is the Supreme Court nominee. Who is he going to pick? That's going to tell us a lot about not just Donald Trump, but it's going to tell us about who his advisors are and who the people are behind the scenes that are impacting his soon-to-be open office.
As far as media goes, do you foresee the mainstream media as possibly taking a socio-cultural shift to the right? Or do you see a greater rise of new alternative media? Or what scenario involving media do you foresee?
No, I think the mainstream media was exposed in this election for their incredibly left-wing bias. And the idea that you had political campaigns colluding with networks and journalists to stop Donald Trump is just beyond the realm. on the other side, I would expect to see an onslaught of new alternative right or more conservative publications. I'm not sure how well they will do, because it takes a lot of money to start a news publication these days. But for me, I think that the big issue is going to be holding the administration accountable and reporting on them when they do good things and bad things. And is the media going to be able to get back to doing its job? That is the big question. I don't think they can or will or want to.
Okay, I know you wrote a book last year called God Bless America, and do you have any other books or such in the work?
Yeah, my new book comes out in February, and I think it's going to be a little more upbeat. It's going to talk about where we have been as a country, where we are going as a country, and what we need to do as believers, as Christian citizens of America, to ensure that our liberties are protected as well. So I think folks are going to hopefully enjoy it.
Where can people obtain both your books and watch your videos, The Dispatch, or any of your commentaries?
We made it real simple for folks, Daryl. It's ToddStarnes.com. All of our social networking links, podcast, store, it's all right there.
Okay, very good. Well, a very special thanks to Mr. Todd Starnes here. Very grateful. And I'm Daryl Hauser of Advanced Media. Until next time.